Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Legit Astrologer. My name is Rajat Kapoor. Thank you for your great response on my last video on Mars transit in the sign of Cancer. In this video, I'm going to talk about the upcoming direct motion, yes, the transit that all of us have been waiting for, Mercury's direct transit in the sign of Aries. Mercury for the last 3 weeks have been going retrograde in the sign of Aries. And on 15th of May, that is on Monday, Mercury is going to go direct in the sign of Aries in Ashwini Nakshatra around 11 degrees in the 4th pada of Ashwini Nakshatra. Yes, so Mondays won't be blue anymore. It is time to cherish. And for the next 24 days, Mercury is going to stay in the sign of Aries. So this transit is from 15th of May till 7th of June 2023. Mercury is going to be moving direct in Aries. Through this transit, it will go over 2 nakshatras, the 4th pada of Ashwini Nakshatra and all 3 padas of Bharani Nakshatra. And towards the end of its transit, last couple of days, it will move into Kritika Nakshatra. Ashwini as a nakshatra is ruled by Ketu. Bharani is ruled by Venus, that is Shukra. So these 2 planets will play a very important role through this transit. Now, a few points before I talk about how this transit is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendants. Mercury is the natural 3rd and the 6th lord. It rules the sign of Gemini and it rules the sign of Virgo. It is making a transit in the 1st house of the zodiac belt in the sign of Aries. Now, Aries as a sign is not a friendly sign for Mercury. It is in its enemy's sign, which is Mars. So it does not share a very cordial or healthy relationship with Mars. They share an enmity. So this is not a very comfortable position for Mercury. However, this being the 3rd and the 6th lord making a transit in the natural 1st house of the zodiac and now making a direct motion. Now also, please make a note that when a planet makes a direct transit, it remains stationary for a while. Stationary planet has a lot of karmic influence, a lot of energy. However, Mercury only remains stationary for a few hours. So it might not have that kind of an impact which Jupiter or a Saturn might have, who are likely to stay stationary for 2 or 3 days at times. Okay. So Mercury moves direct in Aries on 15th of May. What is the message that this transit is giving? Mercury represents communication. It represents intelligence. It is the natural karaka of Dhi, which is your intelligence. It is the natural karaka or significator of the 10th house, which is your actions in the society. Mercury gets directional strength in the natural 1st house of the zodiac. So it naturally gains directional strength here. So there is a blessing of the Devata as well. Okay. Mercury represents communication. It represents intelligence. It is the natural ruler of 3rd and the 6th house. So this means that it is time to put your communication back on track. For the next 24 days, when Mercury is making this transit, this is time to really up your game. Okay, make certain decisions, communicate to improve, to increase your intelligence that can help you make better decisions in life. This is also a time which is a short transit. Mercury's transit usually lasts for around a month unless it goes retrograde and then direct. So it has had a significant amount of time in Aries this year. Okay, Mercury goes retrograde 3 or 4 times in a year. Okay. This is also a time where you can focus on some quick wins, whether they're quick wins at your workplace, in your home, in your relationship. So focus on short-term goals, 1 or 2 things that you can really focus on over the next 20-25 days and make the most of this transit. Okay. So Ketu rules Ashwini, Venus rules Bharani. Both of them play an important role. Okay. Because during this transit, the signs that are going to deliver positive results are the sign of Scorpio, where Ketu gets exalted, and the sign of Pisces, where Venus gets exalted. So wherever these signs are placed in your chart, you are likely to experience some sort of positive results of this transit. Also, during this transit and over the next 30-35 days, the sign of Libra is pretty much active, because that is where Mercury will have an aspect. Mercury has a 7th aspect, the only aspect, which is 100%, and it is the aspect of desire. That means it desires for that aspect. So it is time to have pretty much balance in everything that you do, because that's what Libra is all about. It's about balance, it's about harmony, it's about relationships, it's about putting your communication back into your relationship, into your partnership, and leveraging your intelligence to make the most of these relationships. So this is also a time where the natural 6th house of the zodiac is in the ascendant, which causes a Dhimanta yoga. Dhimanta yoga is the yoga for intelligence, which means that it is time to put your efforts to enhance your intelligence, find yourself a guru, and this is also a time to learn, okay, get some sort of knowledge or blessings from your guru, or upadesha as the right term that I'd like to use here. During this transit, Mercury is conjoined Jupiter, so this is a natural guru-shishya relationship or the yoga. So taking the blessings of Ganapati or Ganesha is absolutely auspicious and very powerful during this time, and is a common remedy for all. During this transit, it is also conjoined Rahu, which is the karaka for expansion. So Rahu expands anything it gets conjoined with. So it'll expand communication, it'll expand innovation, it'll expand your intelligence. So make the most of this transit in a positive way. Okay, so this is about in a general sense. Now let's talk about how this transit is going to have an impact on different ascendant signs. Let's begin with the sign of Aries, how this is going to impact the sign of Aries. So for Aries, Mercury rules the 3rd house and the 6th house, and is now making a transit in your 1st house, in your ascendant and your lagna itself. This is where Mercury gets directional strength, or it gets Digbala, which means there is the blessing of Digbala Devata. So they are blessing you. However, Mercury is going to have an impact condition if it is playing a role in your current mahadasha, antardasha or pratantardasha. This rule applies. I have mentioned in my previous video as well, if Mercury is not playing a role in any of your dashas, then this is more like a touch and go transit. Or if you have planets in the sign of Aries, in the sign of Libra, in the sign of Scorpio, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, then this transit is likely to have some sort of an impact on you depending on the kind of planets which you have. The other fact is Mercury, since it's a fast moving planet, it delivers its result very quickly. So you will start to see its impact over the next couple of weeks or so as it moves through in a direct motion in Aries. So your 3rd, 6th lord is in the ascendant. It is causing a Dhimanta yoga. This is time to put your efforts in learning something new, which can further increase your intelligence, to put your communication back on track. Certain things which were halted for the last few weeks are going to progress over the next few days. Okay, so this is a time which is quite supportive for Aries ascendants in terms of their communication, in terms of the efforts. You are likely to see the results of your efforts over the next 24 days. The efforts that you are going to put, you might see the results for the rest of the year. So this is a crucial time for you, which you need to make the most of it. During this transit, you are likely to see positive results of your 8th house and positive results of your 12th house, which means this is time to learn occult and also focus on spirituality. Put your focus on your sleep, take control of your expenses, and this is the perfect time to learn. You are likely to have some sort of an interest in hidden knowledge, occult sciences, and would likely to increase or uplift yourself spiritually. So this is going to be extremely beneficial for you. So the remedy for Aries ascendant is meditate every day and communicate as much as you can. Put all your efforts into it. Overall, it is a positive transit, and to support you, you would see the chart here with the active houses, wherever you see a plus sign, that means there is some sort of a positive influence in that house, and Mercury's aspect as well, to make it simple for you. So this is for Aries ascendant. Wish you all the best. Now let's talk about Taurus ascendants. For Taurus ascendants, Mercury rules the second house and it rules the fifth house. For Taurus ascendants, Mercury plays a very important role when it comes to wealth and also decisions for the future. So it is one of the most important planets for Taurus ascendants. And now it is making a transit in the 12th house. 12th house is all about giving away. 12th house is all about donations. 12th house is also hospitals, imprisonment. 12th house is sleep, it's pet pleasures. 12th house is also your higher spirituality, your higher learning. You know, if we say self-realization, self-actualization, that is what 12th house is all about. So it is an extremely important transit, the direct motion. For the last few weeks, things would have been a bit stressful for Taurus ascendants, particularly when it comes to relationship, family. But now is the time to put the things back on track, particularly from a family point of view, from love point of view, and also decisions with regards to your finances and making certain savings. So it is time to put those things back on track. You need to focus on spending a lot of time with your family, a lot of time with your children. So over the next 24 days, as much as you give to your family, to your children, if you have, okay, the more you will get over the next few months. This is going to amplify the returns that you might get if you give your time to your family and to your children. So this is the key message of this transit. Now Mercury in this transit is going to aspect your 6th house, which means it is going to give you some advantage in competition in the short term basis. So it might give you some sort of a success at your workplace or in your job for the next few days, so you can make the most of it. One of the things that Taurus ascendants need to be mindful of is some sort of short-term expenses which can be irrelevant for you. Okay, so avoid any impulsive decisions when it comes to money matters or spending your money. You might go to a mall and end up buying 10 things at a fraction of a few minutes. Okay, so avoid some sort of impulsiveness which you might regret at a later point in time. Take care of making your decisions when it comes to money and expenses. During this transit, you're going to witness positive results of your 7th house and your 11th house. Which means if you're in some sort of a business, it is a time for you to make some gains, make some profits. Put your focus back into the relationship, because if you improve your relationship, you are likely to gain a lot more over the next 24-25 days. An important transit for Taurus ascendants, but overall it's a mixed transit. Okay, the more you meditate, the more you give to your family, the better it will be for you. God bless. Now let's talk about Gemini ascendants. Okay, Gemini ascendants, Mercury becomes an important planet because this is your Lagna Lord. It also rules the 4th house. Two important houses, two kendras. One is yourself, the other is your happiness, the place where you like to be, how you get content in this life, and what is that makes you happy, makes you satisfied. And Mercury is making a transit in your 11th house, 11th house of gains. And now it is going direct for the next 24 days. So firstly, if there were any obstacles with regards to certain gains, certain recognition which you're expecting, or certain elevation that you're expecting, and things were not going in your favor, so these 24 days of window, if Mercury plays a role in any of your dasha or antardasha, or if you've got planets in the sign of Libra or Aries, or in your Lagna or 4th house, then you are likely to have a very positive impact of this transit, because your Lagna Lord and the 4th Lord is making a transit in the 11th house. What does this mean? What is the message? This is all about gains, gains for yourself and for your happiness, something that really makes you content. Perhaps if there were opportunities which you were looking for at your workplace for increment, promotion, or an elevation, or some sort of recognition, this is the time which can bring some sort of a recognition or a reward for yourself that could be long lasting. Or if you put some efforts into this time, this can really lead to some sort of a positive outcome. This is also a time for your social expansion. So the more you communicate, the more you influence others, you are likely to have followers. You are likely to influence thousands and millions of people if you put your efforts into it. There are high chances for Gemini ascendants to expand and increase their social network or horizon by influencing a lot of people. So spend time in sharing of information, in communicating with others, in sharing your knowledge or teaching others. Do not think of the outcome, just go ahead and do it, and you're likely to have followers. So keep expanding your social horizon. During this transit, your 6th house and 10th house are going to witness some positive results, which is quite promising for a job. So any sort of job change or progression in your career or some sort of a reward or recognition is quite likely if Mercury is placed positively in your chart, if it makes good sambandha, and if it plays a role in any of the dasha. So overall, it's a good transit for Gemini ascendants, and I wish you all the best. Now it's about Cancer ascendants. For Cancer ascendants, Mercury rules the 12th house and it rules the 3rd house. So it rules the house of losses and it rules the house of efforts. Now Mercury is making a transit in a very important house, which is the 10th house. Mercury is also the primary significator or the karaka for the 10th house. So this is an extremely important transit because in this house, Mercury generally does very well. Okay, apparently any planet does well in the 10th house because it's the most important kendra. Okay, but what is the message that is there for Cancer ascendants? Now this is the lord of your expenses and the lord of your efforts. It is at your workplace. It is in your karma bhava. It is demanding you to conduct certain actions in your society and put a lot more efforts at your workplace. So this is going to give you increased efforts. With increased efforts, you are likely to see some sort of success. I always say that if you were to expense or if you were to incur any expenditure related to your workplace or your business, there is quite a high probability that your income should increase as well because they are related to each other. So this is a positive indication for the Cancer ascendants. What you need to be mindful of is your health. There could be short or brief visits to the hospital, so make sure you get a regular health checkup done, which can be good for you. It's better to prevent yourself and take some precautions. Okay, so this is something which I will advise to Cancer ascendants. This time period is also likely to build some sort of foreign connections for you at your workplace. So if you work in a multinational company, or if you're looking for some opportunities with regards to business or job or travel abroad, so this could bring you some short-term travels as well, which will be quite fruitful for you over the next few days or a few weeks. During this time period, your 5th house and your 9th house is likely to deliver positive results. So this means it's an important transit for you because your 5th is active, your 9th is active, and your 10th is pretty much active. So this is going to improve future prospects for work, future prospects for job. The current time might be a bit challenging, but this is really going to build a foundation for the future. This is really going to support your past deeds, the good things that you've done in the past, and fruitful results in the future. So overall, it's a positive transit for Cancer ascendants, and I wish you the very best. Let's talk about Leo ascendants. So for Leo ascendants, Mercury rules the 11th house and the 2nd house. For Leos, Mercury plays a very important role when it comes to wealth, when it comes to both savings, accumulated wealth, as well as gains of all material kinds. So this is an important planet from that aspect. Now Mercury is making a transit in your 9th house in a direct motion for about 24 days, and it aspects the 3rd house. So its movement in the 9th house, being the 2nd lord and the 11th lord, creates a Lakshmi yoga in transit, which is the yoga for wealth accumulation. So for all the wealth matters, it's quite a positive transit for Leo ascendants. But at the same time, it will require certain amount of effort that you would want to put in your work or anything that you're doing in life. This is a fortunate period which can also bring you some short-term travel, or you can naturally be inclined towards dharma, towards spiritual pursuits, and this is where you can leverage your communication. Communicate with your inner self, communicate with the Almighty. And this is the time when the Almighty might really listen to your prayers and remove those obstacles that you might have had over the last few weeks or months due to different transits. This is really the time for a mental shift for all the Leo ascendants, time to rise up and look at the positivity. During this time, your 4th house and 8th house are going to deliver positive results, which means that you are going to a path of self-realization. You are looking at things which make you feel content, which make you feel happy, and this will come as a surprise. Okay, you would not even think of it, but it might just happen. Certain things might happen in a very unexpected manner. So this is the kind of short transit for the Leo ascendants. Overall, it is a positive transit, but focus on your learning, focus on your experiences, and go out there and expand your horizon. This can also bring you a nice transformation, and it is likely to bring some sort of a journey which could be across the sea as well, which might be beneficial for you. So overall, a good transit for Leo ascendants. Let's talk about Virgo ascendants. For Virgo ascendants, Mercury rules 2 important kendras. It becomes the ruler of the 10th house and it becomes the ruler of the 1st house, your Lagnesha, and it is making a transit in the 8th house. 8th house is the house of longevity. It is the house of secret. It is the house of occult sciences. It is also the house of transformation. From here, Mercury is having a 100% aspect on the 2nd house of family, wealth, your speech. Okay, so this is the time which demands transformation of yourself in terms of who you are in your life and also at your workplace. So you might see sudden changes, shifts in decisions, and this will lead to a good transformation. Please remember that any kind of transformation or change comes with its own pain. It is not an easy journey, but since it is your Lagnesh, so it will do it to make you a better person. You will also start questioning yourself, questioning your decisions. Why? Because you intend to become more self-aware. You need self-actualization, self-realization, self-discovery. That is the kind of path that you need to have. How do you become more aware? When you expand your horizon, when you learn from others, when you communicate, when you are open towards feedback. So this is the time where get as much feedback as you can from people which will make you a better person in this world. This is also the time that after your efforts, people are going to come to you to take suggestions, to get a consultation, to get an advice, and you will act as a trusted advisor for people. During this transit, your 3rd house and your 7th house is likely to witness positive results, which can give you some sort of short travel, either with your partner or for your business, which can be quite fruitful and enjoyable for you. So enjoy this time. Overall, I feel it's a mixed result, but you are likely to see a good transformation for the next few months. Let's talk about Libra ascendants now. For Libra ascendants, Mercury rules the 9th house and it rules the 12th house. 9th house of dharma, fortune, religion, and 12th house of expenses, losses, and giving. It is making a transit in the 7th house of partnership, relationships, marriage, and it is having an aspect on the 1st house, which is your ascendant. Libra sign is pretty much active over the next 30-40 days. So this is a time for you to get out of your shell, get out of your comfort zone and go out there. You are likely to become more conscious in terms of decisions that you make with regards to your relationship, which will be good for you, because when we are conscious, we become careful of what we say and how we behave. So this is going to be your key strength during this transit, so make the most of it. Also, those who are looking forward to travel or some sort of a settlement abroad, this short window can really make things positive for you if Mercury plays a role in your dasha, antardasha, or if you have any significant planets in these signs that I had mentioned previously. You will get out of your shell, but then from a business point of view, from a decision-making point of view, you might come across situations wherein you will have to make some tough choices, tough decisions. So think twice, be realistic, have an open mind. There is no harm in taking suggestions from others and involving others in making this decision, because your overall self demands a lot of balanced approach during this time. In this transit, your second house and your sixth house is going to witness some sort of positive results. So if you are expecting or wanting to take a loan to increase your overall finances or overall investment portfolio, this is the time to make the most of it, because these decisions can be fruitful for you. So you will be able to manage your money wisely, okay? But at the same time, you might have to take some tough calls and tough decisions. So be prepared for it. Overall, for Libra ascendants, this is a mixed transit, and I wish you the very best. Let's talk about Scorpio ascendants. For Scorpio, Mercury rules the 8th house and the 11th house. 8th house of secrets, hidden knowledge, transformation. 11th house of gains, your social network, friends. And this is making a transit in the 6th house. From the 6th house, it is aspecting the 12th house. Okay, this is creating a Viparita Yoga in transit. Okay, which means that you will rise. How will you rise? You will rise via your communication. You will rise after some amount of challenges, which will eventually make you a better person. This is also the time to put your focus on your spiritual pursuits. If you were to remove the upcoming obstacles in your life, pray to Ganapati. That is the ultimate remedy for you over the next 24-25 days. Also, make the most of this time by taking advice from your friends in terms of the decisions that you're making in life, in terms of the changes that you're trying to bring in life, in terms of the transformations that you are likely to go through. Your friends are going to play an extremely supportive role over the next few days, so make sure you make the most of it. During this transit, your first house and your fifth house are going to deliver positive results. What does this mean? Your first house is yourself. Fifth house is your future. So this is really building a foundation for your own future. Okay, it is likely to help you in putting some plans together that can help you achieve some medium to long-term goals. So it's quite a crucial time for you. Sit back, introspect, reflect. That is the key word. The more you reflect, the better would be your goals, the smarter would be your goals to set in life, and it is going to have an impact for the coming months, which will affect you positively. It will give you a very clear vision and it will foster your personal development. Okay, so overall, it's a positive transit, but comes with some sort of an initial challenges for Scorpio ascendants. Now let's talk about Sagittarius ascendants. For Sagittarius, Mercury rules two important kendras. It rules the 7th house and it rules the 10th house. Mercury also becomes a Badaka for Sagittarius ascendants, which is not the best planets to be. However, this Mercury is making a transit in the 5th house. From the 5th house, it is going to aspect the 11th house. So this is a time to be very much future focused. Not think of now, but think of the coming time to secure your real wealth. What is the real wealth for Sagittarius ascendants over the next few weeks? This is your friends. This is your network. That is where the real wealth is. The real wealth for you is in friendship and is in relationships. And that is where you need to put your focus on, which will make you a better person. This will evolve you and support you from any kind of obstacles that you might have, because your friends and relationship are always going to have your back. This time period can also bring some sort of a rise or increment at your workplace, but this will only be possible if you communicate and establish good relationships with people at your workplace. So this is something which you will see a significant amount of improvement, particularly with your colleagues or the people that you work with. The people who are junior to you, they might be extremely supportive in terms of your growth and development. Now, one of the things which is quite important for the Sagittarius ascendants, because during this time your 12th house is going to witness some positive results and your 4th house is going to witness some positive results. So what is going to bring you satisfaction and peace is meditation. And also, if you can practice mindfulness, because that is really going to bring some sort of a peace and calmness in your life. So this is something which you must practice. And as a remedy, donate, give food or any kind of help to the needy or the poor if you can. This is a good remedy for you during this time period. Overall, this is a mixed transit for you, and I wish you the very best. Let's talk about Capricorn ascendants. For Capricorn, Mercury rules the 6th house and the 9th house, and this Mercury is now making a transit in your 4th house, in a Kendra house, and it is aspecting the 10th house. Interestingly, in 4th house, Mercury goes Marankarak, which means it is its weak position or the weak spot naturally. But Mercury for Capricorn ascendants is an important planet because it rules your 9th house. So the 6th lord going into transit in Marankaraka position would mean that it is time for you to surpass your competition. Your competition will perish, and this is how you will get success at your workplace and what you do over the next few weeks if you communicate and put your efforts into what you're doing as of now. So do not be bothered about who's competing with you, because if you put sincere efforts, you're going to rise. Capricorn ascendants also need to be very much future focused at this point in time and focus on their own self-development. As a remedy, as something which can protect you, if you can support someone's education or if you can help educate people, share your knowledge, that is going to be very helpful for you. Also, your father or a guru or a mentor, there's also likely to be very much a cordial environment at your workplace. Things would have been a bit haywire over the last few weeks, but now is the time when you will see much healthy environment and much better balanced work routine. Your 11th house and your 3rd house are going to deliver some positive results, which means it is time to communicate. If you were to gain, if you were to have some sort of an influence or impact through your power of communication, this is the time. And you learn, you communicate more. So this is going to go hand in hand. Learning and communication for you is going to go hand in hand. If you're educating others, make sure you get yourself educated, you get yourself upskilled, and learn from others as well. This is a give and take. So practice humility and stay grounded. This is for Capricorn ascendants. Overall, it's a positive transit. Let's talk about Aquarius ascendants. Aquarius ascendants, it is a sign of relief because your 5th lord and your 8th lord now is going into the 3rd house. Okay, as of now, there have been Saturn transiting in your ascendant, Rahu transiting in your 3rd house. So quite naturally, over the last few weeks or months, you have been putting a lot of efforts and efforts and efforts. Now is the time when these efforts, which perceived difficult to you, are going to sound like a routine. Okay, so this is going to become easy peasy. So efforts are going to become a way of life, and this is the message for this transit. This is also a time to come out of your shell, go out there, express yourself, your feelings, put your point across, and connect with people as you can. Since it is transiting in your 3rd house, this is also a time to get some sort of a guru upadesha or message or some sort of an encouragement from your mentor or your teacher or someone that you look up to. You're also likely to make some sort of travel plans, short journeys, which can be enjoyable. So make the most of this time to put your plans together. You might not travel now, but you might travel in the next few weeks. But make sure you take this time to plan your travel. So this is the time to change, and this is going to be positive. Your efforts, which were looking difficult for you in the past, now it is going to become a way of life. Okay, you would love to work hard. That is how it is going to be over the next few days. During this time, your 10th house and your 2nd house is expected to deliver some sort of positive results. So it is good if you're looking for additional source of incomes, if you're looking to work, to earn certain short-term income or medium-term income. This is the time to put your plans into action and start a work, pick up a project, or consider a job if you have been on a break for a while. So overall, for Aquarius ascendants, I will say it's a mixed transit because you will still require to put efforts, but then it is now going to get very much comfortable for you so that you can transform for good in the long run. One of the remedies for Aquarius ascendants is rise up early and exercise every day. Let's talk about the last of the ascendants, Pisces ascendants. For Pisces, Mercury rules the 4th house and the 7th house. Again, for Pisces ascendants, just like Sagittarius, Mercury becomes the Badaka, the lord for obstacles. And this time, Mercury is transiting through the 2nd house and it is aspecting the 8th house. Okay, so this is an important transit because you have to move together with your family. Okay, your family is going to be a critical advisor in your decisions and the support factor in terms of what you're going to do over the next few days. So make the most of it. They are going to support you on finance, on making some important decisions. So please involve your spouse, involve your family when you are taking important decisions. Take due consultation because this is going to be extremely helpful for you, Pisces ascendants. During this time, if you're running a business, you're an entrepreneur, there will be a lot of focus in terms of making profits, in terms of profitability. However, this is also a time wherein you should avoid taking some sort of loans or getting a debt. So wait for a few weeks, I would say, to make some decisions and do not get involved at this point in time. This is also the time wherein you'll feel very happy when you're at home or when you're working from home or you're working in a relaxed and a peaceful environment wherein you have plenty of time to spend with yourself. This is going to be good for your self-reflection and introspection. These are the keywords for Pisces ascendants. The more you reflect, the more you gain intelligence, and that is how you'll be able to make better decisions for your future. This is also the time for you to think back, look at the past successes, the kind of decisions that you have made, how you can leverage those decisions, get inspired, and replicate in the coming weeks. During this time, two very important houses are going to deliver positive results, which is your 9th house and your 1st house. Fortune favors yourself because 9th house is fortune, 1st house is yourself. There would be support of father, there would be support of a mentor, or you would want to pursue higher learning. But towards the end of this transit, the outcome is likely to be positive. So that is why overall I'd say that it is a positive transit for Pisces ascendants, and I hope that you make the most of your 1st house and your 9th house and fortune favors you. So this is about all the ascendants and Mercury's direct motion in the sign of Aries. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. If you're new to this video, hit the bell icon so that you can be notified on my upcoming videos. With your encouragement, I'll continue to make more videos. Please share it with your friends. Check out the links in the comment section to my website and the process of reaching out to me if you wish to book a personalized consultation. With your encouragement, I look forward to making more videos and sharing with you all the knowledge that I have. Thank you.